Hello friends and welcome to Shared and Smiles. I'm Alyssa. So today on the channel I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and I am going to show you the starts of my new collection. So over a year ago I decided that I wanted a record player and I wanted to start a collection of records, but I wasn't 100% sure if I was ready to commit to that. I didn't want it to be just kind of like a fad thing that I was jumping on, so I waited a whole year before I actually got started on it, and then I was like, no, this is definitely something that I want. I really appreciate records and the sound quality of them. There's just something really cool about having them, and I want to get this started. And so this is my beginning record collection, and I'm going to show it off a little bit. And before I get started into the records themselves, I'm going to show you something else I bought to go along with it, and that would be a book. And it is The Beginner's Guide to Vinyl. And I'm hoping that by reading this, I'm going to be well informed on the best way to take care of everything, the best products to have specifically, and all of that. So hopefully this will help me in my pursuit of a really just strong record collection. So first off, I'm going to show you the first record that I bought, and that would be this Cry Baby album by Melanie Martinez, which for anyone who knows me, maybe I'll move over, here we go. Anyone who knows me, they should not be surprised at all. I love Melanie Martinez, and I saw this in the store and I knew I had to have it, and I wanted it to be the first record, and I kept going back and kept going back to make sure that they still had it, and they did, and I'm super excited about it. And so yeah, so that was my first record that I bought. And the second record that I have, I actually got these two before I ever even got a record player, but I knew I was going to get one because I wanted to not just have a collection of records, but to be able to enjoy them. So I did end up buying a record player, but these two I had before I had the player itself. And this one I got for 50 cents, and it's Pictures at an Exhibition, and I got it for 50 cents at the Great American Book Sale, which is a fundraiser for the library that they have every year, and they had a bunch of used records. So I haven't been able to test it yet, see how well it works. But yeah, so those are the first two records that I got. So the next record I am going to show you is one that when I actually bought my record player, I saw and I knew I wanted to have it, and that would be the Begin to Hope by Regina Spektor. I bought this CD back when it first came out, and I loved it. I find Regina Spektor to be a really interesting artist and one that I am very inspired by. And so when I saw this album, which is one of my favorites in particular, I knew I had to pick it up. The next record that I'm going to show you I bought because it's actually for my favorite movie, and it's one of those exclusive collector's edition type things, and I didn't buy it because I plan on buying all of them or anything, but this one in particular is my favorite movie, so I felt like I had to have it when I saw it, and that would be The Lion King. They were also selling the Disney boxes, but I didn't want to necessarily spend the money on that right now. I definitely do want to buy a box for this though, but the box itself costs more than the record, and so I have this and I have it in a very safe place, and I do plan on getting a box, but I don't have one quite yet, and I'm going to flip it over because there's artwork on this side as well. To show that off, but I just thought it was beautiful, and for it being my favorite Disney movie, for it holding such a special place in my heart, I definitely saw this and was like, I need to have it. This next record I bought when I bought the Regina Spektor one, and again, that was when I bought the record player, and I actually bought that Lion King one the same day, and that would be Vessels by 21 Pilots. They are a band that I unfortunately didn't get into until they were super popular, and then people made such a huge deal about how you're not a real fan if into them beforehand, so I almost kind of hid that I really enjoyed them, and then I kind of realized how stupid that was. So I saw this record, and actually one of the songs on it, House of Gold, is my little cousin's favorite song, and so I saw this and I knew I had to pick it up, and here's the back of it here. And this is going to be the first one in the next chunk of records I'm going to show as well, because it's not just the regular black covered record, and I'm going to be super careful because I don't want to like touch it all up and mess it up. But here it is. It's kind of clear, and I just thought that that was really cool. And it's another record that I'm super excited to have in my collection. And so that leads me into the next section of records, and that's going to be, these ones are all different colors because I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. If you want me to buy your album, make it interesting that way, and chances are pretty good that I'll at least consider it. If it's for a band that I don't like or a musician that I don't like, okay, I'm obviously not going to pick it up then. But this one that I'm going to show you next is actually one of my favorite bands, and that's going to be Tegan and Sarah's Love You to Death, which is their most recent album that they put out. And I have this in digital form, but now I also have it in record form, which I'm super excited about. And then I have right here, and it is white. So there, I thought that was super pretty, and I really enjoyed that. And of course it's Tegan and Sarah, so I'm definitely into that idea. But that was that one. And then the next album I bought, this one was, I believe, from Barnes & Noble. I do a lot of shopping at Barnes & Noble. And that would be Elle King Love Stuff. I really enjoy this album. I went through kind of a phase where I was listening to people who had really different voices, that just had like these very unique sound qualities to them, and Elle King was definitely on that list. And this album record is a really cool gold color. It was like, so I saw that and I was like, yes, please put it in my bag. I needs to go home with me. So there is that album. And the next one is, I used to be a really big country fan. I haven't been listening to country nearly as much anymore these days, but this artist is one of those people who has kind of cut through that, and I still listen to a lot, and that would be Kacey Musgraves, and this is her album Pageant Material. This, I believe, was her sophomore album, and the record itself, again, make it a different color and I'm automatically in, is this really pretty pink, and I'm a huge fan, really into this, definitely, yes, sign me up. But yeah, and I think that that's a really good album. I think that her music, I love her songs because they're just about so many different various things. And that leads me to my next section. The next two records are my last two that I have to show off for today, and both of them I got more recently, and both of them I haven't yet opened, and it's not because they're any like special collectors or anything, I just haven't gotten around to it. And the first one is, again, Kacey Musgraves, which is same trailer, different park. This was her first record, and it is incredible. I love pretty much all of these songs. Like, you put them on and I'm just super stoked. And again, I just think she's this wonderful songwriter, and so I'm really glad that I picked this one up. And the last one, you've probably noticed that it's been a lot of female artists. That wasn't intentional, and I do still listen to male artists. And this last one is, yes, a male artist, and it is Plus by Ed Sheeran, which was his first album. He's another person that I really think is just a super strong songwriter. I think he's got a great voice, and I think he's an amazing performer. And so when I saw this, I was like, yes, I have to have it. I'm a huge Ed Sheeran fan, and all of these songs are probably among my favorites by him. So those are all of the records that I have so far. Definitely mostly stuff that's come out recently, but I definitely am looking to expand. So if you have any suggestions about records that I should look up, places that maybe I should check into, artists, anything like that, anything about taking care of them, anything like that, feel free to please comment all of that down below, because I'm always willing to learn. If you liked this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you're interested in future videos that I may be putting out on this channel, please feel free to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all, and as always, don't forget to share them smiles. Ciao for now, friends.